What if the real test of character happened off the field, in total darkness? It was just supposed to be a quick grocery run, until the lights went out and fear took over. As chaos unfolded in the dark, a single voice cut through the panic. No one knew he was there. No one expected a sports icon to step up. But in that moment, Travis Kelce wasn't just a football star. He was a beacon of hope. It was a crisp autumn afternoon in Hillside, the kind where golden leaves danced along the sidewalks, fluttering in the cool breeze that hinted at the coming winter. The sun hung low in the sky, casting long shadows over the town, and the scent of freshly baked bread wafted out from Hillside Grocery, mingling with the earthy aroma of seasonal produce. Inside, the store buzzed with its familiar hum, a mix of rustling shopping bags, soft conversations, and the rhythmic beeps of checkout scanners. Shelves were lined with vibrant apples and pumpkins, their bright colors a cheerful contrast to the gray sky outside. Mia, a single mother, wandered through the aisles, her tired eyes scanning her shopping list. Her caramel-brown hair, tucked beneath a faded knit scarf, had started to show signs of the stress she carried. Dark circles under her eyes, and a weight she couldn't shake. She wasn't just shopping today. She was managing a life, making sure her son Jake had everything he needed, all while keeping the daily worries at bay. For 7-year-old Jake, this trip was a small adventure. He clutched a box of his favorite cereal like it was treasure, his small fingers wrapped around it tightly, as if it were something he couldn't let go of. "Mom, can we get the cereal with the prize inside?" Jake's voice was filled with excitement, his eyes bright as he held up the brightly colored box. Mia smiled softly, running a hand over his head. "Not today, sweetie," she said gently, even though the weight of the day's responsibilities pressed on her. "We need to stick to the list." Jake nodded, accepting the decision with a quiet sigh. Mia's smile remained, but inside, she felt the strain of balancing everything: the bills, the work, the constant mental checklist. It wasn't easy, but these small routines, like grocery shopping together, brought a sense of stability, even if fleeting. They continued through the store, slowly crossing off items on their list. As they passed the paper towel aisle, Mia noticed a man standing near the shelf, a hood pulled low over his head. His posture was tense, almost as if he was trying to remain unnoticed, but something about him felt off. Mia's instincts kicked in. She couldn't put her finger on it, but a strange sense of unease crept up her spine. Just as she brushed it off, the store's fluorescent lights flickered. Once, twice. And then, without warning, the store plunged into darkness. A wave of gasps rippled through the aisles. The hum of the store's normal rhythm disappeared in an instant, replaced by silence, punctuated by the soft clinking of metal and the shuffle of uneasy footsteps. Mia's breath caught in her throat as her heart picked up speed. The abruptness of the blackout sent a chill down her spine. "Mom!" "What's happening?" Jake's voice was barely audible, a small tremor of fear in his words. His grip tightened on the cereal box, his wide eyes scanning the darkened aisles around them. "It's okay, sweetheart," Mia said, her voice steadier than she felt. She knelt to his level, cupping his small face in her hands. "Stay close to me. We'll be okay. The lights will come back on soon." But would they? The store, usually a place of comfort, now felt vast and unfamiliar. The pale light from a few phone flashlights cut through the darkness, flickering like fragile lifelines. Shadows stretched across the aisles, warping the shapes of familiar shelves into looming figures. The store had become something else entirely, a space of uncertainty, filled with whispered fears. Mia's attention snapped back to the hooded figure. He had moved closer now, his face still hidden in the shadow of his hood. His movements were careful, deliberate, as he edged toward the front of the store. Was he leaving? Or was there something more behind his actions? Mia's instincts flared again. She couldn't shake the feeling that something wasn't right. The hum of distant voices filled the store, people murmuring, speculating. A baby's wail echoed faintly. Somewhere, an elderly man's voice asked, "What's going on?" "Stay close," Mia murmured to Jake, squeezing his hand tighter. Her heart raced. She knew she had to stay calm for him, but she couldn't shake the feeling that the store, once a place of security, had turned into something more dangerous. And then, a voice, calm and steady, broke through the rising tension. "Everyone, listen up. We can handle this together," the voice called, filling the silence with the source of the voice. And to her surprise, she saw none other than NFL superstar Travis Kelce. He stood in the dim glow of phone flashlights, his tall frame easily recognizable. His presence seemed to steady the room, his voice grounding the fear that had begun to ripple through the store. "Stay close to your families. If anyone needs help, speak up. We'll get through this," Travis continued, his voice calm yet firm. His posture was relaxed, yet authoritative. People seemed to draw closer to him, instinctively seeking reassurance. Mia noticed Jake's grip on her hand loosen slightly as his wide eyes stared up at Travis, awe replacing the fear he had felt moments earlier. Travis moved through the store with purpose, checking on the elderly woman who had stumbled near the dairy section, gently helping her to her feet. "You all right, ma'am? Let's get you steady," he said, his powerful frame moving with surprising gentleness. But just as things seemed to settle, a loud crash shattered the fragile calm. A display stand near the entrance toppled over, sending cans crashing to the tile floor. The noise echoed sharply, sending a jolt of tension through the crowd. Everyone turned toward the sound, and Mia's breath caught in her throat. There was the hooded figure again, pushing a cart full of groceries toward the exit. Her heart raced. Was he stealing? Or was there something deeper at play? Travis turned toward the noise, but instead of reacting with anger or accusation, he raised a hand, his voice calm but firm. "Hey, man, you good? Need some help?" he called out. The hooded figure froze mid-step. His posture shifted, hesitant. There was no aggression in his body, only a moment of stillness, almost as if he didn't know how to respond. For a moment, the entire store held its breath. The figure's voice finally cracked through the tension, hoarse and strained. I wasn't trying to steal. I didn't know what else to do." Travis took a step closer, open hands raised in a non-threatening gesture. "It's okay. Talk to me. What's going on?" The man's shoulders slumped, and he lowered his head, his voice barely a whisper. "I lost my job last month. My kids, they're hungry. I couldn't pay for everything. I was desperate." Mia felt a tightness in her chest as the words hung in the air. Jake's wide eyes remained fixed on the man, the cereal box now forgotten in his hands. Around them, the crowd seemed to soften, the fear dissipating, replaced by understanding. The tension melted away. Travis nodded slowly, his expression kind. "Listen, no judgment here, all right? We all hit rough patches. You're just trying to take care of your family. Let me help you with that." Without hesitation, Travis reached into his wallet and pulled out his credit card. He handed it to the cashier. "Ring it all up. Make sure he gets everything he needs." The hooded man blinked, overwhelmed. His eyes welled with tears, his voice trembling as he muttered, "Thank you. Thank you so much." The store felt different now. I didn't know what else. What had been a place of fear and uncertainty was now filled with quiet relief. People moved to help gather the scattered cans, no longer with suspicion, but with empathy. Jake tugged at Mia's sleeve, his voice filled with wonder. "Mom, he's a real hero, isn't he?" Mia smiled, kneeling to embrace Jake. "Yes, sweetheart. But remember, being a hero isn't just about being strong. It's about being kind, too." The lights flickered back on, the store brightening as the familiar hum returned. But it wasn't the electricity that had changed the atmosphere. It was the kindness that had spread throughout the space, a quiet reminder of what truly mattered. As Travis prepared to leave, a soft round of applause began. It was quiet at first, but then more voices joined in, and the moment of unity grew. It wasn't loud or theatrical, it was heartfelt, a collective acknowledgement of kindness triumphing over fear. Mia watched, her heart full. She kissed the top of Jake's head. In that moment, she realized that sometimes heroes didn't wear capes. They wore kindness and compassion. Real heroes don't need capes, just courage, kindness, and the heart to help others. If this story moved you, hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe for more heartwarming stories. Let's make the world a kinder place.